lesson that's going to be posted today. Yeah, heck yeah, do the do now. If you could disprove the theory of evolution, would you? Oh, I'm so hungry. Okay. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Terry, did you get one of the handouts? You did? All right, cool. Terry, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? How does your garden grow, Terry? How does your garden grow? Oh yeah, you guys tweet it out to everybody on the chat. Y'all tweet it out to everybody. You chewing gum? No, I was just wondering what that noise was. Yeah. Feel free, chew gum. Not bothering me. I don't know how you do it in the mask. That's talent. That takes talent. All right, now we're getting some answers. We got some people aren't scared. All right. Nice. Would you? Would you? Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Eral. Y'all go ahead and just drop that out there for everybody. I'm just curious. We'll have an argument about this in a minute. Would you disprove it if you could? Would you do it? What's that?
I would want to become one of the greats.
Yeah, man. I get it. I don't know about Rich, Tracy. Science is not something you go into to make a bunch of money. Science is something you go into because you're just really interested in answers. The thing that's so cool about scientists, like if you want to be a scientist, like, yeah, you get awards, you get recognition, but you're going to make a good salary. I mean, as a scientist, I'd probably say the average scientist, depending on what they study, if you're a professor in the university, you probably make about $85,000 a year. You're doing okay. You're not hurting. But the cool thing and what they want to do is because most of these professors, these academics, they get awesome labs to work in, like kick butt labs that they don't have to pay for necessarily. We could talk about how it actually works later on. They have to partially pay for it, but your lab may be worth 10 to 20 million dollars, which of course you're never going to afford on a salary. But yet you're making 85, which is a good living. You're making a good living and you get to do whatever experiments you want. Exactly, Matthew. You get to practice your trade with the coolest and best equipment on earth. So that's the cool thing about being a scientist. That's the coolest thing. It's the best thing about being a grad student in college was just the access to the labs. I loved it. I was like, oh my God, I get to go in this lab when we got $20 million worth of equipment and do research. And I just loved it. It's just like, what? College is the coolest experience you just about could ever have. All right, let's see what other people think. So we got Tracy, we got Alan, we got Matthew, we got Eral. What do the rest of you guys think? Come on, get your noggins. By the way, if you don't have anything to write on, you need something to write on. You need something to write on. So that includes us in here. So you're going to need paper of your own just to take notes. And these are practice problems that we're going to have that I've given you. So everything that I've given you guys online today, they have hard copies. So when we do eventually go to breakout rooms, the kids in here are not going to be in your breakout room. They're going to be working together in here. So let's see. It looks like from the chat, most of you guys are saying yeah. Are there anybody that's saying no? Is there anybody saying no? Yeah.
Is it true you can get arthritis from popping fingers?
I don't know. Really know. I really don't know. The question's right there on the screen. If you could disprove the evolution, would you? That's the question on the screen. Oh, and hello to you too, kiddo. It's going to be really important that we talk today, by the way, just kind of remind you guys, today we're going to be talking. I'm going to be ignoring the chat as much as possible. Thank you, Mia. I'm also posted, by the way, if you go back to the IA proposal folder, you'll see I posted 2 proposals. There were 2 volunteers from your classes that said that we could post their proposals that are pretty good. And I've even had my comments to them. I'm getting through the proposals. It'll take me about, somebody asked me today, how long will it take me to get the proposals read? It's going to take me probably 2 weeks. It'll probably take me 2 weeks to go through all your proposals. I'm going through them about 5 to 8 a day because I'm giving feedback and reading them, and I want to give them a lot of attention. So there you go. That's it. I'll be sending emails to your parents if you have not turned in one by tomorrow afternoon to let them know. It's going to be important. The one that you turned in right now is not for a grade also, because people are saying, when are you going to post a grade? Well, you're going to have to revise it, right? So the revisions are going to be on the 10th of May, and then you'll be getting grades after that, because I'm not going to grade something that you've just done once. Also, as a reminder today, you're going to need to talk. You need a phone for a calculator, or you can use a calculator, an actual calculator. You need something to write on, so you're going to need to take notes. It looks like from the do now, everybody here said yes, they would. And I'm really glad that you guys would, because I would too. The thing that's cool about this idea is, remember, scientists do not seek to prove anything, right? Scientists don't seek to prove, they seek to disprove, right? And any scientist anywhere in the world would love to disprove the theory of natural selection, the theory of evolution by natural selection. Because if they could find another way other than how we know it works, I mean, essentially, this is it. You have a mutation. If that's advantageous, the environment selects that either sexually or ecologically, and you get to reproduce and you leave your traits. That's really what evolution is. Evolution is just, and if you really have to ever define it, is just a change in allele frequency over time. That's all evolution really is. It's just a change in allele frequency over time, one generation to the next. So we're going to practice these things today. You need that handout, Emma. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to start easy and I'm going to work from there. So if we make 2 individuals, here we go, these 2 individuals, if I make, and these are 2 hets, if I make 2 heterozygotes, I should get this outcome. So let's just see whether that's the case. And I'll come back to this. You don't have to write down everything. I'm gonna come right back to this slide. Let's just see if this is true. So I'm gonna make 2 heterozygotes. And we see, yep, okay. All right, so let's see. I've got 1 out of 4 is homozygous dominant. This one's my homo dominant. And that is 25%, right? So 25%. 1 out of 4, right there. 1 out of 4. Okay, dope. Let's go to my hets. I've got 2 hets, 2 heterozygotes. And they're hets. That's 50%. Excellent. So I got those. And then we've got this one here. So this one's homo dominant. And homo dominant. And that's 25%. So that worked out. That's kind of what we expected. Let's go back and look. Yep, that's what you'd expect, right? That's what we get. We don't, heterozygous 50%, 25%, or homozygous recessive. That's it. That's easy. So let's, if I had to write about that, that's how I'd actually write about it. So it's not really difficult. We know meiosis is going to separate two alleles in heterozygote parents, right? So there's a 50% chance of those gametes are going to carry one allele and 50% chance they'll carry the other, right? There's no mystery there, right? If this is me, I'm going to make gametes and I'm only going to pass down one allele, right? I mean, if this is me, I'm diploid and I'm going to make haploid gametes. No real mystery about this. And this is me, this is sperm, right? This is sperm. If it's a female, then it would be egg. So essentially, this is the female's eggs, and this is sperm. And they come together randomly, right? I mean, you can't say, oh, this sperm's going to hit this egg. We don't know that, right? You're just throwing sperm into the reproductive tract, and what happens, happens, right? We can't control it beyond that point. Now, that's just with an individual. So that was the previous unit, right? We kind of get that. That's just basic genetics, basic monohybrids. But now we're going to scale this up. We're going to go to the entire population. So what's important for you guys to write down now is this. And I'll give you guys a moment to write this information down. You're going to need this information in the next few minutes. So I'll give you guys a moment, and you may even want to summarize it, right? So let's see, 80% of the population has black coat. So I can even write it like this. If you want to write a summary, 80% are going to be black, and that is a capital B, so that's dominant. And 20% are going to be gray. So that's going to be lowercase b, that's recessive. So even if you just want to get this part down, that's all that we really need to know. So that's it. And this is for an entire population. So this could be for, I don't know, a population of, I don't know, let's just say that it's going to be 3,347 hamsters. So if I were to look at all the alleles in that, and we know that there's going to be a lot more alleles, they're diploid. So we're going to have close to almost 7,000 alleles in that population. And 88% of them would be black and 20% of those alleles would be gray. But how do I figure out the genotype? So we're going to look at that next. So does anybody need me to linger another second? If so, I can wait. Just drop a Y if you need to get any of this information down. You really don't need this. I'm just kind of being hypothetical here. A Y for pause or a, okay, you guys got that part. Good. Nobody's writing in here yet. You also are going to need this information. These are two formulas that we're going to need today. Two formulas. Now, all of this is going to be important. You really need this, and you need to know what different parts of this formula mean. So, oh, you weren't here for the do now, Emma. If you could disprove the theory of evolution, would you? If you could disprove the theory of evolution, would you disprove it? You wouldn't? Shoot, no, nobody. Okay, well, I wouldn't. I would disprove it in a heartbeat. I'd throw it out and be like, heck, it's a theory of evolution according to Pope. Okay, so p squared, and this is kind of a good idea here, is to think about what this really means. So if I am p squared, and this is a dominant allele, well, this first one here, this is two alleles, right? This is p squared. These are going to be my homodominants in a population. Homodominant. These are going to be my heterozygotes, and I'll just say het for heterozygotes. These are the ones that have two copies, the dominant allele and the recessive allele, and these have the two copies of the recessive allele. So this is the homorecessives, and this is just the alleles by themselves. So this is the dominant allele and the recessive allele. That's all this really means. And you can see that here with this information. Now, a scientific law just describes how something's going to happen. It doesn't say why it happens. So if you think about gravity, the law of gravity doesn't say why gravity is occurring. The theory of gravity says why it's occurring. So we're going to be testing to see if evolution's occurring with this law. And if you can ever find this law or principle being observed, well, evolution is not occurring. And you've just disproved evolution and you can move on with your life. Okay, so anybody need to pause? Need to pause for a moment. If you need me to stay here, you can say so or just say yes in the chat. All right, here we go. You guys are good at taking notes today. All right, so let's practice. Let's think about our hamsters for a moment. So here's my hamsters. You remember 80% of the hamsters are going to be, not 80% of the hamsters, but 80% of the alleles are going to be black and 20% are going to be gray. So do you think gray-coated hamsters are going to disappear? Yes or no? Drop it in the chat. Do you think they're going to disappear? Yes or no? Okay, thank you, Cam, thank you, Abby, thank you, Tabitha. I get kind of a, ooh, wow, you talk about 50-50. It is 50-50. Tug, Sanchez, Mia, Tarleton. A lot of, now we're starting to get moved towards no's, but there's quite a few yeses as well. You're kind of bifurcated here in your answers. Kind of a mix of yes and no's, a little more leaning towards the no. Let's see whether that is the case. Oh, another couple of them. Okay, so what do you, Mariela, what do you mean? Come back. Okay, well, let's see. All right, so let's say, well, they wouldn't change their birth because of the it's just which one survives and which one doesn't. Individuals evolve or populations? Mm-mm. Population, right. You can't change your color just because you want to. Okay, so here we go. So let's see why not. So let's play with the numbers for a moment. So I'm going to do a little math. You're going to do it along with me. I'm going to solve this with that simple equation. So remember, this always has the equal 1. So P is my dominant allele. So what percentage of them were black? So Emma, what percentage of those alleles were black? 80. So what is the 80 in decimal form? 80% in decimal form. 80% in decimal form. How do I convert that to a decimal? Yeah, move it over how many times? Exactly. So I'm going to move that decimal over here 2 times. So I'm going to just go ahead and change this. I'm going to change this just to 0.8. It's easier to deal with, right? And then Q is going to equal, we said was going to be 0.2. And I also know this because P plus Q equals 1. All right, so this does equal 1.8 plus 0.2 does equal 1. Just to prove that, I'm going to go ahead and add it. 8 and 2 is 10. There's that, you know, I can't carry it over, bring my decimal down, 1. So everything's okay so far. So I need to do a little math. So this is going to be 0.8 squared plus 2, and this is P. P is 0.8. Q is 0.2. And then we've got Q squared here, so plus, and that's 0.2 squared equals 1. All right, so some of you guys are taking notes, some of you guys aren't. So we'll see how this works out when we have to start practicing in a little while. So, let's see. So what is 0.8 squared? I need that number, and I'll start calling on kids. 0.8 squared, and again, today I'm looking for people to use their voices. That's going to matter. So I'll go to Ashley first. Ashley Matlock, what is 0.8 squared? What is that number?
It's, hold on. It's 0.64.
0.64. Good job. All right, so let's solve just this part first. 0.8 times 0.2, and we'll go to Aspen. 0.8 times 0.2. What is that? I'm actually going to bring this down a little bit. 0.64 plus. So 0.8 plus, I mean, not plus, times 0.2. What is that number? And I was asking Aspen Jenkins. Aspen, are you there or are you there?
I cut out.
Okay, what's up? So what is 0.8 times 0.2? What you got?
Let me do that real quick.
What's that?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
8.2 point what?
It's just 0.8 times 0.2.
Oh, 0.8. Okay.
Yep, it's just what I've written right here.
Oh, 0.16.
Whatever that number is going to be times 2. What is that number?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can barely. What's up?
I said 0.16.
Okay, 0.16 and then times 2. So 2 times 0.16. Let's go to the next person on the Popey's right. That's going to be Daisy. So Daisy, what is 2 times 0.16?
0.32.
0.32. Excellent. Thank you, sweetheart. We got now we're going to have 0.2 squared. We'll jump over here to our good friend Lial. So Dylan.
Oh, it's 0.04.
Exactly, 0.04. And this should all equal 1. So a way to check your math with these, and I'm starting off really easy, and they're gonna get more difficult. Let's check and see if this equals 1. So I got 0.64 times, not times, excuse me, plus 0.32 plus 0. Okay, I've got 4, 6, that is 10. Carry my 1, 6 and 1 are 7 plus 3. Yep, that's 10. Bring my decimal down. Boom. So this is true. This is all, everything that we've got works out. So we know 0.8 plus 0.2, these all equal 1. So, and again, these are my homo dominants. These are my hets. And these are my homo recessives. This is what you should find, and if I give you this information, what the genotypes for that population should look like. So let me erase this now. And I'm going to erase the older stuff first. I'm going to erase this older stuff first, get this out of the way. Hopefully you've been following along. And it's going to be really important that you follow along as quickly as you can so that we can ensure that we all are on the same page. I'll be calling on you guys throughout the lesson today. So let's see. Okay, and that's exactly what we found. 64% are homozygous, and they're going to be black, right? These are also going to be black. So 4% are going to be gray. We found all this. So you guys did the math just fine. 96% are going to be gray, and only 4% are going to be, 96% are going to be black and 4% are going to be gray. Now, why is this important for the species? Let's test your guys' knowledge from previous lessons. Why is this important? Brainstorm for this. We'll stay here for up to 2 minutes, unless you guys get it faster than that. No, just talk. What do you mean? Here, come on your mic and say that so that people, maybe you'll prompt somebody to think about stuff. Your mic's on?
No, I said I might be wrong.
Oh, so what? I'm wrong most of the time.
Cut in it.
couldn't it be important for the species because if they if they get the genetic variation where they stand out, it endangers them into like more, they can be more open to more prey or predators. I mean.
Mr. Pope,
Yeah, I hear you. What's up?
um, it could be important because if they're all the same, if something happens in like the environment that would make like a different fur coat more favorable, unless there's a mutation, a gene mutation, the population could die out altogether instead of the part of the population with the more favorable traits, instead of them populating more, unless there is a mutation, they might die off altogether.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to have to wait and rely on a mutation, right? If you have to wait and rely on a mutation, that's a problem. We know variation's important. Heterozygotes are more likely to survive. And there's a clear reason why. And you just said it, kiddo. You got to, and we know through this, environments change. And so the gray hamsters are really like what we call like a sacrificial lamb. Like they have to die so the rest of the species can survive. We want as many of these traits conserved as possible because they're like reservoirs. They're like little packets of gold in your pocket, right? Like if something happens, then we have these gray color to fall back on as a species, then we're able to survive as a species. Otherwise, they could go extinct, right? If you can't adapt, if your population can't adapt because you don't have any other genetic variation, then you're probably in for the dodo bird route, right? You're probably going to go extinct. It's going to be a real problem. Okay, so this is Hardy-Weinberg. That's what this stands for, Hardy-Weinberg. These are the 5 conditions, and you have to know these. You have to know these. So what would we call random mating? What does this mean? What's another way of saying that? That would be saying no what? And this is not to scale necessarily. Let me make this a little bigger. What's another way of saying that? No something.
No sexual selection.
You are correct, sir. There's no sexual selection. So that means that means that these organisms are just randomly mating. Okay. Large population is pretty straightforward. I don't think you guys really need much of an explanation on that. Migration, maybe you need a little bit of an explanation. So is there anybody here that was born in another country? I'd love to hear from you if you were. Please say so. Anybody born in another country?
I was born in England.
Okay, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Here's England, and here's the USA. So Earl, when you came from England to the United States, you take a boat or a plane?
We flew.
Earl. Nice. Earl's coming to America. Did you bring your genes with you when you came?
Yeah.
You did? Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, because if you had left your genes there, how could you be here, right? If you brought your cells, if you brought yourself, you brought your genes. Did the alleles frequency change in England when you did? Did the amount of traits or alleles in England change?
No, I'd hope not.
Really? So you didn't count while you were there?
I didn't know what an allele was when I was there.
Yeah, but did you have alleles?
Yeah.
Did you take those alleles that were in England and bring them to the United States?
Yes.
Did the frequency of those alleles change in England when you came over here?
I don't think so.
Really? So you don't think yours counted? So if let's say we counted everybody in England, and let's say this is your genotype, and England had all these other genotypes. Oop, I ran out of space. So when you left, that didn't change the frequency of B. So in this case, let's before then. Let's just count this before then. Let's say B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The dominant allele occurred 6 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So 6 out of 8 is about, is 75%. But when Earl left, now it's different. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's 4 is my numerator, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now the allele frequency in England is 66%. Yeah, it changed. Heck yeah, it changed, dude. When you left, you brought your DNA with you. Now, did the allele frequencies in the United States change? Still sticking with you, Earl, did they change?
Yes.
Yeah, of course they did, right? You brought your genes with you. And thankfully you did, because you made our country more diverse and we're more likely to survive for that reason. So thank you, Earl, for the contribution of your DNA. You have made our country better. All right, so here we go. So that's what migration is, right? And that's how things can change. Mutations, of course, I don't know how you control that. That just is what it is. People are going to have mutations. Their mutations are going to show up. But in this world, we're going to say there's no mutations. And then what's another way of saying no natural selection? We'd say no.
Ecological succession.
Thank you.
Right? Or
Yeah,
selection.
not succession, but selection. You got it. So no ecological selection. Thank you. Nice. That's supposed to be an L there. I ran out of space. Selection. That's another way of saying that, right? So these are the 5 conditions that have to be met. And it looks like most everybody in here was taking down these notes. I'm happy about that. Hopefully you guys at school, at home were as well. All right, so is this possible? Is it possible to have a world where all 5 of these things are not occurring?
No.
No, I agree. It isn't. Where is this place, right? Where things aren't killing each other, right? There's going to be selection where what are people just randomly bumping into each other and mating, or organisms? Is that how organisms do this? No, there's always probably in populations. You might have a large population, but to have a population where there's no migration, no mutations, yeah, it's a big emphatic no. Now if. And so these are assumptions, right? We have to have these assumptions in place to see if Hardy-Weinberg works. So let's play with some math now. Let me see your calculations. I will wait, say 90 seconds. Let's go. First person, drop your answer in the chat. You've got the formulas. Let's do this. I guess I need to do it too, so I know the answer. I forgot the last class. Let's see how much that's color. All right, I got it. Ooh, let's see. Excellent. Good job. I've got 1. See if we can see how many more we can get. See how many more we can get. I got 2. So far, I got hair and mock are the 2 that I've got correct. Earl, you made a mistake, and I'm going to illustrate it in just a moment. It's okay that you did. I kind of expected it. Jalen Clark, you got it, Jalen. Good job. You got it. All right, that is 90 seconds. Okay, so there's a reason most of you guys didn't get it, and I'm going to explain why. So what you guys just did, at least a lot of you, I'm sure you did it, and that's kind of expected it. Congratulations, you're a person. Probably what you guys looked at is you looked at this equation, you go, oh my God, hold on a second, 90 seconds, I can get this. So you wrote down p² + 2 PQ plus Q squared equals 1. You're like, okay, dominant is P. Okay, here's dominant. That's dominant. So that's going to be 0.4 squared. And then you're like, okay, so here's P again, 0.4. And then you go, okay, this is my recessive. That's Q. So that's 0.6. And then you're Q squared. Okay, that's 0.6 squared plus 1. And then you solve this. So 0.4 times 0.4 is 0.16. And this is going to be 0.36. That's the easiest math to do. 0.4 times 0.6 is 0.24. And then you multiply that times 2, and you got 0.48. And you wrote 1. You did it. Just probably what most of you guys were probably right about there at this point. Probably. Some of you guys sent 1 because you solved the whole equation, got 1, and sent me the 1. This is just like the ACT. What are they asking you? They're asking you for the homorecessives. Well, what are the homorecessives? This is it right here. The recessive allele, homorecessive, is Q squared. Remember, this is homodominant. These are my hets, homodominant. These are my homorecessives. And that's it, right? All they asked you to do was calculate Q squared. So I would just come over here and go, oh, okay, 0.6. 0.6 times 0.6 or 0.6 squared is 0.36, done. Doesn't take 90 seconds to do that. Now, you also have to be really comfortable with it. You're not comfortable with it right now because there's nobody here that's comfortable with it. You guys are probably a little tripped out by this, but still within 90 seconds, you should have been able to pull it off. Just look at what they're asking you. What is the question asking me? What is it asking me to do? Well, just asking me for Q squared. That's all it's asking. So let's make it a little tougher. What if I only gave you Q squared? What if you didn't know P and Q? What if I didn't know that? And all I gave you was just going to be Q squared. We know Q squared equaled 0.36. Well, can I figure the rest of this out? Well, let's think about this for a second. These are, what's the phenotype for these? What's the phenotype? If this is, I think it was, what were my colors? Green and blue. Okay, so these are going to be green. Dominant was green. And this one was blue. What if I just told you that that was it? That's all I gave you. All right. What if all I gave you was this? Well, at that point, all you're going to say is like, okay, well, P squared plus 2PQ equals 0.36 equals 1. Well, then I know at this point, I know the rest of this has to equal 1, right? So what would equal 1 would be 0.64 plus 0.36 equals 1. But how do I know which part is 0.64 or 64%? How do I know that? There isn't a way necessarily. So how would I get to this? There's another part of the equation, another equation. What would I need to do with this information that's given? What do I need to do? And this is where I'm taking volunteers. What would I do?
Square root.
You could take the square root of it. Who is that? Jalen Clark?
That's me.
I love you, Jalen Clark. You are correct, sir. I just take the square root of it. You got it, baby. Could you tell me what the square root of 0.36 is? I'll get Q by itself, and then I'll get, what is the square root of 0.36?
0.6.
You are correct, sir. So then we've got it all. So if this is 0.6, then this has to be 0.4. Now I can solve the whole thing. Now I can solve the whole thing. No big deal, Lucille, right? Now I can solve the whole thing and I can get these numbers. First thing you got to do though is get Q by itself. Once I get Q by itself, I can get P. Or if I can get P by itself, I can get Q because this equals 1, and then I can start factoring it all in. It can make a lot of sense. It's not really hard at all. You just got to play with it and get comfortable. So let's play a little more. Find the frequency for hets. Here's your information. Let's see who the first contestant is that gets this one right. Now, you don't have the formula anymore, so you're going to have to use the formula that you've written down. Let's see who can get this. Okay, okay, I see. Hello. Yep, Adrian, you killed it. I think, Adrian, you were first. Could you tell us what you did, baby? Is your mic on? I'm going to write down what you say. Oh, actually, they can, if you speak really loud, they can hear you through me, or you can speak through your computer. I don't care.
So you basically multiply 0.91 times 0.09.
Yep.
And then I multiply the answer times 2.
Okay, why did you do that? What part of the formula did you use?
The middle part.
Yeah, the middle part, right? Because remember, this is, these are hets. These are hets. Hets are different, right? Heterozygotes. I got P and Q. And, and what was your answer? You got 0.16.
38.
And you didn't fart around with P squared. You didn't fart around with Q squared. You're like, what are they asking me? And then you went for it. Good job. You were first. Somebody else came in right behind you, and then there was actually 2 people came in right behind you, but you nailed it. So the frequency is, a frequency is like how often something shows up. So how often should I find hets, heterozygotes? How often should I find those? Well, I should find them about 16% of the time. And 3 is less than 5, so I would just make that 0.16. So 2PQ equals 0.16. Let's practice a little more. Oh, try that one. 90 seconds, come on. Let's see what you guys get here. Let's see who the first is going to be. Okay. Oh. Looks like we might have an answer. Let's see. Nope. That's nobody yet. I don't think. I'm trying to. Nope, nobody yet. Somebody's going to figure it out. I'm pretty confident. Let's see who can figure this one out. I'm really confident somebody's going to get this. I get a lot of people getting the same answer, and I cannot wait to find out how you guys got that. So Adrian, you're getting the same thing that a lot of other people are getting in here. Not quite sure how y'all are getting that. We'll find out in a minute. Oh, I think I do know. Oh, I think I do know how you're getting this. Oh, no, that's not right. Shoot fly. Let's see. No, I still don't know. Nobody yet, huh? Well, let's think about this a little more clearly, just like the ACT before. Some things are not important. The only thing that's important is this part. So always go to what is being asked of you. You don't need to read any of this crap. It was behind me, I think it was, who was that? Was that Terry? Was that you? Like, I thought this was math class, not English class. It is. None of this is important. I don't need to read any of that to solve this problem. All I need to know is this down here. Oh my God, y'all's scores got released during this class. Ooh, I'll find out later. So let's see. If 9, what are they asking for? What is the question asking me for? What part of the equation are they asking me? Yeah, they're just asking me for the hets, right? They're asking me for my hets. They're asking me this. They're asking for this, what has been given to us. This is what they're asking for. They're asking for 2PQ. What is given to us? What is given to us? You're the homo recessive. So what part of the equation is that, Terry? Oh, crap. Terry, what part of the equation is that? That's Q squared. Thank you, Terry. Terry, quite contrary. So we're going to use Terry's information and go for it. So if we know lowercase s, lowercase s, that has to be Q squared, right? That equals Q squared, and that equals 9%. They want us to solve this, which is going to be 2PQ. So this is what they want us to know. This is what they've given us. So first things first, let's convert this to a decimal. So what is 9% in decimal form? What is 9% in decimal form? No, it's not 0.9. 0.9 is 90%. What is it? 0.09. God bless America. 0.09. You're right. So they want this. Let's take the square root. So what's the square root of this? Somebody help me out because I don't know.
0.3.
And what's the square root of 0.09?
0.3.
I'm sorry? Do you have your calculator with you? Use your calculator.
0.3.
Whoa, 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 I'm asking Cam. We're going to come back in just a second. Ugh. Turn your phone horizontal. Turn your phone horizontal. Yep. Oh, you got to log into your phone. Yeah, log into it. Ooh, crap, you got it. Now turn it horizontal. There you go. No. All right. Take the square root of that. Go back to 0.09. 0.09. Yeah, it's 0.3. There you go. All right. All right, so 0.3. So if that's 0.3, that means P equals 0.7. We know that because P plus Q equals 1. So let's see. 2 times, and here's my P, 0.7 times 0.3. I'm going to do this together. 0.7 and 0.3 is going to be 0.21 times 2 is going to be 0.42 equals 2PQ. That's it. The thing that you've got to do is take a deep breath, look at what is given. This is what's given to me, and see if you can figure out what I need. I mean, this is what I need to find. This is what's being asked about, right? Find this. They're asking me for the hets. And so that's 2PQ. Let's try another one, yo. Or how about this? Let me ask, is there anybody that needs some help? Like, is there anything about this that you're lost? Ooh, good. We got some brave people. Yeah. Could you, let's do this. There's a couple people that, Matthew, what's your question, baby? No, never mind. There was also, let me ask, while you're doing that, there was a couple people that, I kept getting this answer over and over. There was at least 10 of you guys that gave me this answer. What did you guys do to get that? Like, there was at least 10 of y'all that this is the answer you guys gave me, and I couldn't figure out what you were doing.
So how I got that answer was I forgot that the part of the equation to get the homorecessive one was q squared. So I kind of just assumed that the 0.09 was the number for that. So I just did 0.1 for, or 0, 1, 1, 2 for the dominant one, and then just plugged in the formula.
You did what again? So you thought 0.09 was stood for what part of the equation?
The homozygous recessive.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, and then I just
that does represent my homozygous. Oh, you mean the
Yeah.
single allele Q by itself?
yes. I
Oh,
forgot to do the rest.
got you. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Matthew, have you thought about your question now? All right. Yes. Do we have time for another example? Oh my God, yes. Dude, we're gonna do this over 2 days. Y'all, some of you guys' questions were, are we gonna have a quiz over this next class? Heck no. You're not gonna be ready for this. You haven't, we haven't even gotten the weeds yet. Let's go to this one. This one's a little bit tougher. We're gonna have to start factoring a little bit here. So let's see let's see what's given to us. What's given to us? What are our knowns? And what are our unknowns? So our unknowns is what's being asked of us, and they're right here. There's 4 unknowns, all these whats, right? So they need to, so let's see what our unknowns are. Let's just start there. What do they want? What is the red allele, blue allele? Well, I don't know if that's P or Q. That's an allele, that's not 2 alleles, so they either P or it's Q. So what's dominant and what's recessive? So Emma, what's dominant in this? And according to this scenario, blue. So is blue is that P or Q? Yeah, that's right. So this is going to be, they're asking us for P. So if this is P, then this has to be, I'm sticking with Emma for a second. Absolutely. And they're asking me for my hets. So what part of the formula is for heterozygotes? And so we'll go to Mariella for that one. Now, what part of the equation represents heterozygotes? And this is my equation up here. What part of the equation equals my heterozygotes? You're right. So that's 2PQ. Thank you. 2PQ. So, all right. Now, what's the frequency of the homozygous blue? So what part of the equation is that going to be, Adrian? It says homozygous for blue. What part of the equation is that? Homozygous for blue. Blue's dominant. That's P squared. All right, so cool. That's our unknowns. We've got those right there. So we got to find Q, we got to find P, we got to get 2PQ, and we got to get P squared. What do I know? Well, we know blue's dominant, right? So we know blue's dominant, red is recessive. I also know that we given stuff in fractions, right? So 16, and the total population is 16 plus 34. So 16 plus 34 is going to be 50. So my total population is 50. I've got 16 that are red, and I've got 34 that are blue. This is what we're given. This is what we're given. So let's figure these out. Again, remember, these are all going to be blue. The first step is to get the only one that exists by itself and is as that phenotype is going to be this one, red. So I need to work with Q squared first. So I need to get that red My numerator is 16 divided by 50. That should be 0.32, because if I double 50, that's 100. If I double 16, that's 32. Put a decimal. Can you confirm that? Can you guys confirm that number for me? I don't want to start screwing up. Yeah, 34 by 50, that's going to have to be 0.68. But this really doesn't help me a whole lot. I need to get it. I need confirmation. It's 0.32. Okay, cool. All right. I just want to make sure. I'm doing math in my head. I'm writing. I can't use a calculator as well as you guys can. 0.32 is q squared. So I got to get q by itself. So let's take that. 0.32 squared, square root of, not squared, but square root of 0.32. What is that number going to be? Mariela, can you tell me? Square root of 0.32. What is that? It's going to be like 0.6 something or something. I don't know. 0.5.
It's a lot of digits.
0.56. Okay, it is so that means q is not q squared, but just q is 0.56. What?
Wait, are we rounding?
Yeah, we're about to round. That's what I'm saying. So
Is
0.56.
it 0.57 then?
I don't know. I don't know what the low digits are.
The whole number
want
is
me to-
0.5657.
Okay, cool. So this is 5 or greater, so we'll say 0.57. So I got q. We got that part. Yay. So equals 0.57. If that's 0.57, p has to equal. What is p equal to? Let me ask somebody at home. I want to go to the beautiful children at home. The beautiful children of the world. Oh my God, they're awesome. So let's go to Osamba. Osamba, what is p equal to? If q is equal to 0.57, if q is 0.57, what is p? Gotta find this number. What you got, Osama? Oh my God, you gotta chat to me? Oh my God. Still waiting on you, kid. Talk. Don't chat. You're gonna make me crazy. I'm already crazy. You want me to get crazier than I am? That's terrible. I'll lose my mind. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, I think he, hold on a second, buddy. Look, remember, P, look at me here. P plus Q equals 1. So if Q equals 0.57, then what is P? What is P? You're just taking 1 minus 0.57. 1 minus 0.57. You've got to get P by itself over here. So if I take 0.57 there, oh, now you got it. Oh, there you go. There you go. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Now we're cooking with Crisco. The grease is getting hot. I'm feeling better about my life. So now I've got that 0.43. Excellent. Dig it. So let's do this next one. I like this. So 2 times 0.57 times 0.43. What is 0.57 times 0.53? Let's get our good friend. I've got good friends in this class. I've got some beautiful. Oh, somebody asked, where did we get 50? So I just got the total population. There were 34 animals that were blue.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how I got my denominator. I had to
Okay,
get
so you just add them all up and you divide by, each group, right? Each population?
Yeah, divide by the population. We're just
That
turning
is-
it. So let's use Precious. Precious, what is 0.57 times 0.43? What's that number? And come on your mic and say something, kid. 0.57 times 0.43. What is that, Precious? Oh my God, is she gonna chat to me? I'm gonna go crazy. Oh, your mic's bad? All right, that's cool. What is that number? 0.57 times 0.43. What is that number, yo? Oh, it's 0.49. Can I get confirmation on that? Is that true? It is. You got 0.49 going once. Okay, awesome. So 0.49, is that times 2 or she did the whole thing? She did the whole thing. Okay, I want to do it in steps because people are going to go back and watch this video. So Precious, what are these two numbers together first? It's going to come out to 0.49. Let's confirm that. So what are these two numbers multiplied together? 0.57, 0.43. Really want to take it slow because it's going to get scary in a minute. Point 0.24. 0.24 what? 0.24 what? 5, 1. All right, and if I multiply those together, then I would get, yes, I would get 0.49. Good job. Awesome, awesome blossom. You did a great job on that one. So we've got this 0.49. I'm feeling better about my life. Now all I've got to do is get p squared by itself. That's easy. So 0.43. 0.43 squared. What is that? Somebody help me on that one. Let's see. Let's go to our best friend. I haven't shaken. Let's see. I haven't talked to Reggie. Well, let's get to Reggie. What is 0.43 squared? What is that number? What is that number, Reggie? 0.43 squared. What is that number?
0.43 squared.
And I'm going to run out of space over here, so I'm going to move
Is
this
it
up.
0.66 or 0.66?
Can I get some confirmations there? It's 0.66. All right, then we solved our problem. I'm feeling better about life. I love it. I love it. If I want to check my math, and I might want to do that, I could just add these p squared. Actually, I'm going to write down here on the bottom. Let me get rid of that. So let's just confirm this math to feel better about our lives. We got 0.66, which is p squared, plus 0.49 equals q squared equals 1. So what is 0.66 plus 0.49? That's 15. Carry the 1. And that's not working out, guys. That's not working out. We already exceeded 1 and I don't have q squared. That doesn't work. So did you take, yep.
For the p square, I got 1849, 0.1849.
I didn't think that was right. I didn't think so. So I need to get some confirmations here, right? So I got 0.43. Let me get this. We're trying to, yeah, 0.43. You guys are taking the square root. I'm actually squaring it. We're multiplying it. So it's 0.43 times 0.43. So that is the little different because that wasn't making sense. I was like, what? How could this be 50% and this over 60%? That's actually going to be 0.18. 0.18. You're multiplying 0.43. Essentially, it's just going to be, think of it this way. Instead of me squaring it, let me write it this way. So p squared times 0.43 times 0.43. We don't want to, I don't want to jump off a cliff. When I saw this number and then times, with 0.66, I knew that was not possible. So just think about this a little bit and you can get through these. So we don't have enough time to let you guys go to breakouts. We're going to start there next time. So hold tight for a minute. Hold tight. I'm going to take you to Schoology. It's where everybody wants to be. And I'm going to lift the fog a little bit. I'm going to publish your PowerPoint is published that we just did. I have a key to this, but I'm not releasing the key. These are problems, and you have 2 jobs for homework. When you come back, I need to have these problems worked out as best you can. Are you going to solve them all? No, you're going to solve some of them, but don't dare try until you do something else first. So hold on. Let me see your screen. There it is. On your screen, you do have homework. I have you guys all signed up. Let's see. There's Emma, there's Jalen, there's Argueta, there's Terry, there's Mariela, there's Precious. Yep, I see you guys. If you haven't joined Con, and Adrian, there's Adrian Huerta. If you haven't joined, here's a class code. Write this down. And there's going to be several lessons and a little quiz at the end of it. Once you do this, do those practice problems. And then we're going to have a quiz, but we won't have the quiz until Wednesday because I am going to work out every problem for your homework for you, but you need to fight for these first. Fight for these. Next time you guys come in, it's going to be all directed by you. You guys are going to be like, I can't figure out this problem. I can't figure out this problem. I'm going to share my annotation tools so you can come in and try to work these out. And then when most of you guys will probably be able to figure out most of these problems, but there'll be a few that you're going to be like, I don't know, and I'm not going to show you the key. We'll fight through them so that you have a much better understanding. Now, here's the deal. On Wednesday, when I give you guys the quiz, if you do all these lessons, including the quiz, you get 5 extra points on your quiz. The class that has the most students that do it, proportionately, the highest percentage of students that do it, the class will get an additional 5 points. So everybody that does it will get 10 points if the class. Now, what if somebody asked me last class, what if 100% of us do it? Okay, well then everybody gets 10 points. It's going to get tough. There's not going to be any problem on the quizzes for the rest of the year or the test that you can look up the answers while you're sitting at home. If you think that's going to work the rest of the year, it won't. Now, I'll also have office hours to help you guys. So if you guys want to fight through some of these problems and me work out a few of the problems at office hours, I'll do it today. I'm ready to. I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to refresh my screen and see if there's other people here that need to join. I bet I go from 27 to 28 because there's 28 of you in here right now. There's got to be somebody that's missing. And whoever this is, you better change your name because I don't know who you are. Change your profile name. I have no idea who that person is. It's like you don't count. Nope, we're still at 27. No, hold on. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, we're at 28. Yay, let there be light. And it was good. Look at that. I love it. All right, I'm going to bounce and I'll see you guys at office hours. And then we're going to work all these problems on Monday. You should be, if I ask you guys on a scale of 1 to 10, how confused you are, 10 being super confused, 1 being no confusion at all. I have a prediction on what it's going to be. Drop it in the chat. 10, I have no idea what in the heck's going on. 1, I have perfect clarity. Drop it in the chat. Holy crap. One of you guys is a liar. Somebody said 1. Wait till you've taught these practice problems. Let's see how much clarity you got then. Good, there's some honest people. I don't know about 10. If you're 10, you should be at 10. I was hoping that you guys are mostly at a 5 or a 6. Looks like 7 is a prevalent answer. least
I
you're
feel
on.
like if you have a good understanding of math, I think you should do pretty well.
Well, we're not doing anything other than adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. That's all we're doing. It's just getting comfortable with it. Just getting comfortable with it. It looks like the consensus is most of you guys are at a 7, meaning 10, meaning you're super confused. Most of you guys at a 7, but there's a lot of you guys that are 5s and 6s too. But there's a few of you guys that are at 4s. In fact, there's a bunch of you guys at 4s, 3s and 4s. That's great. I'm glad you have that much clarity. You feel that comfortable. I would think 5 to 6, but if that's not true, I'll see you guys at office hours. So you guys that are 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, I see you at office hours, yo. You guys be good. Play in the street. You should.
Bye, Mr. Pope.
Nah, y'all play in the street.
Enjoy your weekend.
Oh my God. Oh, that's right. I want to see y'all till.
Mr. Pope,
Yeah, I'm staying back. What's up?
I can't go to office hours today because I have to retake a quiz. Are
Oh
you
my
gonna
God,
have
that's cool.
something tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll have office hours tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I'll always go into office hours unless like something terrible's happened. And what is tomorrow? Friday? Yeah, I have office hours.
Okay.
Holy crap. Oh, my daughter asked me to ask you a question. Is that from a TV show, that little animal, that cat?
No, it's from a game called Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's what it is, a game. Animal Crossing. That's what it was. Animal Crossing. She was like, oh, that kid likes Animal Crossing.
Oh,
So you play the crap that an 11-year-old plays?
it's a good game.
That's what you're playing 11-year-old games. Stop, man. I'm
It's
just kidding.
fun.
I'm sure it is. It's good.
Bye.
That's why I think it's nice to be young and innocent. It's great. I think it's
You're still young.
Oh my God, I'm super young. I've lost my innocence, but I'm still young. I lost my innocence too young, man. I'm telling you, I was too young. So Tristan, Aspen, and Alosa, what's up? Alosa's been out of this the whole time. I feel so bad for her. She's literally been hanging out in limbo land. Like it says connecting. So Aspen and Tristan, what's up? You guys have questions, yo? What do you think that means whenever I have kids that are still there, but they're not there? Oh my God, they're gonna catch the hammer. They're gonna catch the hammer, dude. They're like, that stuff, you can't play with this. What?